my purpose, what's my future, I don't know. These are the...
All right, we've got Judah and the Lion on Complete Country and iHeartRadio. Nice to finally meet you guys.
You as well.
Beautiful day in Toronto.
It's amazing.
Have you guys played much in Canada?
Oh yeah, we I guess we've played here a lot. Yeah. Played in Toronto maybe 4 or 5 times.
Like every time we go on tour, we're always hitting Canada.
Yeah. Do you guys find that Canadian fans are different from your US fan base?
I feel like maybe like a little bit more reserved and
really?
like
okay.
sweet. So far,
we try to be sweet.
The culture of our shows on a normal basis, like back home, like the United States or whatever, is pretty rowdy. And so I feel like we're our last show here was rowdier than the one before that. So I think it's starting to kind of pick up a little bit.
It's going to build, I think, for sure.
The first time here was like definitely like just very sweet and like polite and attentive, which is also really
That's
great.
What we're known for, is being so polite in Canada. Yeah. So I listened to you guys a long time ago, back when like Sweet Tennessee and like Take It All Back was coming out and stuff. The new album, Pep Talks. I want to start by talking about that because it's brand new. Where did that one kind of come from? Because I feel like it's got kind of the older style of Judah and the Lion, but it's also got some kind of new pieces to it too.
Yeah, it definitely, some of the songs definitely kind of go back kind of in time for us, where it was just the three of us and the kick drum, and it was that more kind of like the folky kind of rootsy sound, but also it's very much a step forward into kind of sounds and different even genres that we haven't explored in the past, to kind of like keep going down and push like the sound a little bit further. So with this record, we just kind of made a promise that we would just follow the song. And so with each song, you know, with like the one with Kacey Musgraves is kind of more of like a ballad, kind of folky country type vibe. But our song with like John Bellion and some of the other ones are more like pop and like kind of hip hoppy and had like a little thing. So it was just kind of like we were just gonna follow the emotion of the song and then just allow that to be what inspired us in the studio. That's what kind of came out. I always
tell people that I don't think it matters what genre of music you're into. Whenever I'm trying to tell people to listen to you guys, I feel like if you just like music, you'll like your music, because I think you guys kind of.
That's really sweet.
It's true though, because I think you guys have pieces of. I always, people ask you what kind of genre you're in, and I'm like, I don't know. They're kind of pop, folk, rock, punk. I don't really know what to describe it, which I think is cool, because I'm sure that is kind of drawing from all three of you having different backgrounds. Is that correct, kind of?
Yeah, absolutely. When we started, we definitely felt like we had to be in the folk range just because we were kind of new to these instruments, and Mumford and Avett were just like exploding, particularly around then. So they're just kind of like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. But realized that none of us really grew up listening to that music that much, and had all kinds of different influences and ideas. And so once we got more comfortable just with each other and trying things, it kind of exploded into kind of throwing everything at the wall and figuring out what we really like. And I think we're constantly getting closer and closer to maybe who we are, but it'll be a forever process of figuring that out and trying things and learning and all that.
And there's 17 tracks on Pep Talks?
17, yeah.
How did you narrow it down? Because, when I look at that, I think, okay, there's got to be probably 50 songs that you had to choose from, if not way more than that. How'd you narrow it down to those 17?
That's a good question. I think with these 17 songs that we chose, kind of paved the way for the message and the story that we were trying to say with the record. And so there were some songs that we really loved but didn't necessarily fit into that story. And so with this being kind of like a thematic record with a pretty direct message, those are the 17 that we're kind of like pretty clear on. This is kind of like our vision for Pep Talks. This is what's come out, and it would have felt incomplete without all 17. So we're super stoked.
Yeah, it is one of those albums you kind of listen to and you kind of go through a wave of emotions as you're listening to it, which I know that's kind of something you guys are an advocate for. With it being Mental Awareness Month, is that something that has been easier to talk about with kind of putting that into your music?
Yeah, I think music, or anything creative for that matter, makes conversations like that a little bit easier, and it almost like forces you into a conversation to where it's like, no, like let's like get beyond like the fluff of life and actually like talk about like what's going on in your head, what you're struggling with, what you're dealing with in your life, and in that way, that stigma and the awkwardness that can kind of come within those conversations starts to kind of dwindle out, because you're just actually being like real with someone. And so music and songs that can be like honest and be talking about specific things that are going on in the songwriter's life definitely open that portal to talk about mental health and what it looks like to be struggling with anxiety or depression or even worse stuff than that.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
That's a beautiful way to kind of
And
get the conversation started.
Yeah.